and welcome to McKinney-Vento Homeless Training for Transportation Directors and Bus Drivers. The purpose of this training is to provide information regarding this federal law and how you can become more familiar with this law and how you can help. Often, when we hear the term homeless, we think of a similar picture such as this: no home, no money, no job, helpless, and hungry. But this is not how McKinney-Vento law defines the term. It defines homelessness used by educational agencies as those who lack a fixed, regular, and adequate nighttime residence. Let's dig a little deeper into each of these three identifiers. Fixed means a residence that is stationary, permanent, and not subject to change, or not easily moved. Living in an RV or car would not be classified as fixed since they are easily moved. So the student living in this RV would qualify as being homeless. Regular. It means a residence that is used on a regular basis. If a teenager has been kicked out of his home and is couch surfing, staying with various friends, then he would be considered homeless. Adequate. An adequate residence is one that is sufficient for meeting both the physical and psychological needs typically met in home environments. This would include overcrowding or too many people for the amount of space, adequate heating, electricity, plumbing, water, and even bug infestations. The families that tend to be fairly easy to identify might be sleeping in a tent, staying in a motel, or any place that is not designated for people to reside in such as a laundromat. The families that are harder to identify are the ones doubled up or couch surfing. Oftentimes, families are staying with friends or family because they cannot afford a place of their own. Teens who have left their home for whatever reason, maybe hopping from place to place, are considered unaccompanied youth or homeless. Unfortunately, the term homeless is associated with negative stigma, which leads to families trying to hide their situation because they are ashamed or embarrassed. We encourage educators and staff to use the terms in transition or highly mobile to be sensitive to these families' situations. So what can you do? Bus drivers are often the first and last school staff to see these students each day. You can be very helpful in the identification of these students because of this. You can listen and look for clues from students. Often they're going to try to hide homelessness. Are students getting off the bus in different locations? Are they wearing the same clothes every day? What are the conditions of the home? Are they adequate? Pass on the information to your school district homeless liaison and offer support without judgment. So, why is identifying these students important? Because we cannot serve and support these students if we don't know who they are. And it's the law. It's both a federal and state law. So once they are identified and McKinney-Vento eligible, what is the school's responsibility? Enroll immediately, even without all necessary enrollment documents. All fees must be waived. They must get free lunch, ensure access to all services, including sports and extracurricular activities, connect students with services, provide transportation to school of origin if requested by parent, and assist family in getting all the necessary paperwork. What are the parent and student's rights? The student is allowed to attend the school of origin, which is the school the child was attending when he or she became homeless, or the school district in which the student is now residing in. Ultimately, this is the parent's choice. It is our hope the school can have discussions on best interest of the child to make placement decisions, but ultimately, it is the parent's choice. Here are some noteworthy facts to keep in mind. Custody does not need to be awarded by the court for enrollment. Parents do not need to sign guardianship documents for the student to be enrolled. Once a student is McKinney-Vento eligible, they remain identified as homeless for the entire school year, even if their living situation changes. A student's homeless status must be treated as a confidential school record. FERPA laws apply. In closing, it is important to remember that when a child's world is turned upside down, the only stable thing they may have left is school. We want to provide a nurturing and supportive environment as much as possible. If you have any questions or ever need any support, please contact either your local district homeless liaison, your regional liaison at your regional office of education, or the Area 5 lead homeless liaison.